Class, welcome to week 5. We're going to talk about applying the truth this week and really dig into application in your message and how that's going to work. You're going to do some reading first. You're going to read some in Robinson, but you're also going to read a couple of Bible passages. And then you're going to watch a couple of videos, actually 3 videos. And one is on application, one's on diagnosis and remedy, the other is on levels of application. The levels of application is going to become key. Make sure you understand it clearly because it's going to impact your assignment and how you understand that. Assignments this week, 5-1 is practice applications, and so you're going to take the passages that you've read, and in this worksheet you're going to take and apply, find applications for those passages and at those different levels. And so it's going to be an opportunity to work on that before you get to your own message. Once you've completed 5-1, then I would start working on 5-2, which is sermon application for your message, okay? And you're going to look for applications for your message and where they should fit, and what main points in the introduction, in the conclusion, where is it that you need application in that passage. One of the things that I see new students do poorly sometimes is they wait until the conclusion to give a challenge, and they think that's the only application that they need to give. You need to give application throughout the passage. It's a way to connect with those that are listening, to engage them and get them thinking throughout the message of how this applies to them. You want to keep them with you the entire time through the introduction, the main points, all the way to the conclusion. You want to keep them, and so application is part of how you do that. Discussion board 5 is how the Holy Spirit has really applied this text to you. In studying this passage and digging into it and reading it again and again and working on it, how has the Holy Spirit worked in you? And so you're going to discuss that in this discussion board. Also, you can start working on assignment 6-2, which is just a sermon group evaluation. But before that, you have to start working on illustrations. Make sure you have a clear understanding. This week we're talking about applications. Next week we're talking about illustrations. Not the same thing, okay? So make sure you have a clear understanding of the differences between what an application is in a message and what an illustration is, okay? Because otherwise you're going to get confused and you're going to struggle. So make sure that you clearly understand the difference between those two. That's pretty much it for week 5. As always, please reach out with any questions that you have. If you're struggling with something, let me know. Make sure you watch your videos and you do your reading before you start working on the assignments. That'll help a lot. Get that done earlier in the week or even before the week starts if you can. And then that way it gives you the entire week to work on just that assignment. Okay? As always, I'm praying for you that God would continue to just work through you in this entire process. I would encourage you to be praying throughout each week. Give it to God and ask the Holy Spirit to be working in you as you shape this message, to bring thoughts to mind, applications and illustrations, and helping you to shape over it. Make sure that you don't just sit down in one sitting and try to write this out. One of the things for new students sometimes to try to do is sit down and write an entire message at one time. That's very, very hard to do. I write messages weeks ahead of time, because then I go back at different points and I look at it, and it gives time for that message to sink in, for me to think about it and pray about it, and allow the Holy Spirit to bring things to mind so that I can continue to tweak and make the best message that I can. So give yourself time. Don't just sit down once and think you got to do it. Read over the instructions, think about it, pray about it on a daily basis. Continue to work through it, and I guarantee you your messages will be so much better than if you just sat down and wrote it in one sitting like a paper, okay? As always, like I said, praying for you, reach out. Glad to help in any way that I can. Have a great week.